This is Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place. Thanks for joining us for the 4th installment of All Killer. We're going to bring you 4 more matches from the Swamp Session studio taping, and it was just a couple of days ago that the Submission Squad returned to Beyond Wrestling to do the dirty work of one R.D. Evans, who was in a captain's match against Johnny Cockstrong. Of course, Johnny Cockstrong pinning R.D. Evans, ending the match. The Submission Squad, ineffective in what they were hired to do. They're still lingering around the New England area, still bebopping around Boston, and they're going to be facing Sugar Dunkerton, Aaron Epic, the KOA. Now, we've seen Dunkerton and Epic come up on the short end of things against Darius Carter in singles matches in the previous 2 episodes of All Killer. Of course, in the first episode, they were effective as a combination against JT Dunn and Mark Sherman. So we're going to see if they're going to be able to continue that momentum as a team, even though they haven't had the same amount of luck as singles competitors. Sugar Dunkerton and Pierre Abernathy tying up. Remember, it was the KOA going up against the Submission Squad at Back in Flesh. Beyond Wrestling's debut in Cleveland. The same show featuring the Round Robin, Johnny Gargano, Davey Richards, and Johnny Mangway. That DVD available at smartmarkvideo.com as well as lookmonofans.com. So this isn't a first-time encounter. These 2 teams have had run-ins in the past. Even still somewhat of a feeling-out process to begin things. Oh, and Sugar Dunkerton attacking the armpit of Pierre Abernathy. That's one of those vulnerable spots on the body. No matter how much time you spend in the gym, that's always going to be a weakness, although I have to question how much time Pierre Abernathy has spent in the gym. Not to take anything away from the Submission Squad, because the time not spent in the gym is time spent on the road, time spent in the ring. These guys are traveling the country week after week after week, really racking up the miles. And so they probably are just as experienced as Sugar Dunkerton, as Aaron Epic. Perhaps even more, based on the amount of matches that they had. I don't know. I'll have to go to cagematch.net and look at their individual profiles. But the Submission Squad is not a team to take lightly. And on top of that, you know, they're very difficult to prepare for because of their unorthodox style. You know, they're very vocal. They like to jaw with their opponents to try and throw them off their game. Evan Gelistico calling himself the mind of wrestling, again trying to play head games, trying to get that advantage over Aaron Epic. And I mean, Aaron Epic has just had an incredible weekend. This is his 4th match. He will be competing in the main event of All Killer Episode 4 against Drew Gulak. And then hours later, he's going to go to compete at Chikara's Young Lions Cup qualifier against JT Dunn, ACH, and Vinny Marseglia in Everett, Massachusetts. Not to mention the fact that this guy wrestled a 3 out of 5 falls match on Friday night with Dave Cole. So Aaron Epic is just unstoppable. You would think with so much on the line at the Chikara Young Lions Cup qualifier, he wouldn't want to take all these matches this weekend, but that's just the type of competitor Aaron Epic is. As much time as the Submission Squad spends in the ring, Aaron Epic is trying to get that much time in a single weekend. Epic elevated to the apron. Gelistico missing with the clothesline, but Abernathy connecting with the kick. Just one of those thrust kicks, shoving him down to the apron, and Aaron Epic tumbling to the floor. Is Abernathy going to be looking to do damage out here? No, instead, sending it back into Gelistico. And now Gelistico just stomping on the head of Aaron Epic, just grinding the side of his head into the canvas. I don't think that would count as a submission. Of course, we've seen the Submission Squad popping up everywhere in 2012. Most prominently known for their work at Anarchy Championship Wrestling down in Texas, as well as St. Louis Anarchy, their home promotion. Typically see these guys rolling with Gary J. He'll be in action a little bit later on. Right now, the unorthodox strategy of the Submission Squad has given them an advantage over the KOA. The double team work continues. Kick to the gut. A 3rd kick. That one to the side of the head. Epic is out at 2. And now finally Gelistico trying to get that crossface on Aaron Epic. Looks like he's got the arm tied up by the legs, but Aaron Epic quick to get to the ropes. Gelistico breaking before the referee disqualifies him, doing whatever he can to try and get that added advantage, bending the rules to his favor. Now keeping Epic in position and driving the knees back in the arm. Perhaps they're going to be looking to target the arm of Aaron Epic. And now with that arm bar, Epic may have to give it up right here. Not in the same position that he was to get to the ropes. Gelistico, something else in mind, trying to keep Epic in position. And here comes Pierre Abernathy. Abernathy knocking Sugar Dunkerton off the apron, or at least trying to do so. Instead, just raising the ire. And Sugar Dunkerton, I mean, Aaron Epic is the one that's known for being a bit of a hothead, but Sugar Dunkerton losing his cool right there. And as a result, the Submission Squad capitalizing. Now Pierre Abernathy trying to bring Aaron Epic up to his feet, but Aaron Epic looking for an escape. Just trying to get that separation that he needs as the Submission Squad continues to target the arm. Now going for that cross arm breaker, Aaron Epic with a perfect counter, but look at Pierre Abernathy with those kicks. Not sure how well he has it applied. Aaron Epic responding with kicks of his own. Now Pierre Abernathy sending Epic face first in that top turnbuckle. The quick tags out of the Submission Squad. This is Tag Team Wrestling 101. A shriek out of Abernathy, followed by a forearm, the double knees from Gelistico, sending him into the knee of Abernathy. Abernathy going for the pin. No, something else in mind right here. Holding Epic in position. And Gelistico diving off the top rope and driving his knee into the spine of Aaron Epic. I can't say that I've ever seen that before. And Sugar Dunkerton forced to break up the pin. Look at that impact. That's going to send shivers up and down your spine. And Gelistico continuing the attack on the left arm. Now going for the eye. Just put his fingers in his eye sockets. Oh, that's disgusting. Despicable behavior out of the Submission Squad, but we wouldn't expect anything different. I mean, let's face it. These guys basically introduced to Beyond Wrestling to do the dirty work of Davey Vega when he was the #1 ranked wrestler. When he lost that position to Johnny Cockstrong, that's when Artie Evans was thrown into the mix. Aaron Epic, his best opportunity to make a tag. That's just what he does. Here comes Sugar Dunkerton looking to clean house. A double sledge, followed by another, and a third. A fourth one knocking Pierre Abernathy down. Gelistico taking off his feet. And Pierre Abernathy walks right into another one. Sugar Dunkerton just swinging for the fences, but he might be tiring himself out. Taking a page out of his former teammate, Dasher Hatfield's playbook. Sugar Dunkerton wasted too much energy. The Submission Squad able to capitalize. Perhaps Dunkerton was playing possum. Now those sledges to the face. Dunkerton, he's got his eyes on Abernathy, coming in with that clothesline in the corner. Sending it Gelistico, colliding into his partner. Going for that backdrop driver. But some great tag team offense. A great combination out of the Submission Squad. They might have knocked Dunkerton out right there. A kick to the top of the head. But again, Pierre Abernathy. Oh, what happened right there? Gelistico. Looks like he got low bridged by Aaron Epic. Hard to follow this action. And the knockout punch from Aaron Epic. He's not the legal man, but Sugar Dunkerton is. And Dunkerton picking up the win for the KOA. Not even sure that Dunkerton knows where he is right now after that kick to the head. Pierre Abernathy slapping on that submission hold. Gonna think that the referee was gonna be looking to see if Sugar Dunkerton was gonna be able to compete. But Aaron Epic interjecting himself with that fastball punch. A knockout blow. And as a result, the KOA once again victorious as a tandem here. And Aaron Epic probably happy that he's been able to keep this match to a minimum length, since he's going to be going up against Drew Gulak in just a few minutes. Doesn't look like there's any long-term damage done to that arm, as much as the Submission Squad tried. But Aaron Epic, Sugar Dunkerton victorious here at All Killer Episode 4.
So I use my mental power to get that pin? Yeah. I use my mental power, my brain. Beyond wrestling! Beyond wrestling! Beyond wrestling!
Gary J, disgusting right from the early moments of this contest. I mean, the match hasn't even officially begun. Just harassing the official for trying to check him. Of course, Gary J traveling with the Submission Squad. He's going to be going up against Tim Hughes, who hasn't had too much luck so far at the All Killer tapings, but perhaps he's going to be trying to turn that luck around. Of course, Tim Hughes known for his heavy hands, but Gary J no slouch in that department either. And there we go. Gary J firing the first shot. Just sending electricity through the body of Tim Hughes with that chop. But Hughes responding, knocking down Gary J. And an overhand chop. Gary J trying to retreat to the ropes, unable to block those chops. Now Hughes sending him off the ropes. And elevating it up and over with that back body drop. Tim Hughes perhaps learning from his mistakes in the matches against Mr. Touchdown. Oh no, perhaps I spoke too soon. Gary J baiting him in right there. Oh, and just a kick to the side of the head. Uh-oh, Gary J saying you want to play the game of chops. Oh my God! Tim Hughes is really in trouble right here. Oh, and Gary J just rolling in position to deliver that double chop, getting in the face of the official. Tim Hughes trying to fight back, but he just does not have the technique of Gary J. And now Gary J trying to shut Tim Hughes down with a series of headbutts. Snapmare in position and just kicking him in the back of the head. Gotta say, so far, Gary J, very sound striker. Usually we've only seen him in tag team matches here at Beyond Wrestling. Couldn't tell you the last time he had a singles match. Might be dating all the way back to the Keep the Streak Alive taping. But Gary J proven to be effective as a singles competitor. Another kick to the face, and Tim Hughes is all fouled up. Just charging it with an elbow. Gary J not stopping for a moment. Full steam ahead in this matchup. Of course, Tim Hughes is one of the worst records in Beyond Wrestling. You got to think at some time he's going to be looking to turn his luck around. I mean, give the kid credit, as tenacious as he is. As much as he loses, he's always ready for his next fight. Of course, one of the least experienced members of the Beyond Wrestling roster actually having his first professional match at the Developmental Hell taping. That was in November of 2010, so less than 2 years experience. Tim Hughes maybe making a rookie mistake right here, waiting for Gary J to get back up on his feet, sending him off the ropes. Able to pick him up, going to be going for that signature side slam. Gary J unable to find a counter. Tim Hughes, the impact right into the pin. But Gary J able to kick out. You're going to think right now, Tim Hughes is going to be looking to pull out all the stops, perhaps going for that chop from the top. And that's what he's calling for right here. He's found some success with this maneuver, able to knock the wind out of his opponent's chest. Perhaps taking too much time. No, Gary J unable to get out of the way. But Tim Hughes a little bit too slow to get over to make the pin. Tim Hughes just taking too much time right here. Not sure if he had a bad landing after the chop from the top. I mean, typically a chest chop is a maneuver that's used to bring a stinging sensation to your opponent's chest. I mean, when you're feeling that type of pain, it's very hard to stick to a strategy. Check out example A and example B right here. But when Tim Hughes utilizes that chop from the top, is to knock the wind out of his opponents. Gary J, I mean, just trying to cut up the chest of Tim Hughes. Neither of these guys very tan. You can see the welts forming on their chest. Tim Hughes perhaps looking for a running chop, but Gary J stopping him in his tracks with a chop of his own. And now Gary J looking to go to that second turnbuckle. You're going to wonder if Gary J is looking to finish things right now. Tim Hughes staggering into position and take it down with that swinging facebuster. Good night, Tim Hughes. And Gary J finishing off Tim Hughes in short order. After a number of successful strikes, that spinning facebuster, a very impressive knockout blow. And Gary J picking up a victory, moving to 0 points here. Impressive outing in singles competition. And now Gary J making reference to the fact that he was in the contest where Sugar Dunkerton broke his arm at AIW a few months ago, and saying that he's going to do it again. Perhaps we're seeing something brewing between the KOA and the Submission Squad.
You're lucky we have contracts and you can't do this bone neck thing.
And Gary J continuing to harass Sugar Dunkerton. Tim Hughes, you can see the welts all over his body. As you can tell, for All Killer Episode 4, we've been pulling out all the stops, a number of special guests in the submission squad. And how about the return of ACH? This is going to be the first half of a double main event. ACH going against Darius Carter, first time ever. And again, it's worth noting that Darius Carter has been unstoppable this weekend, defeating TJ Marconi at the Swamp Sections live event, and then defeating Sugar Dunkerton and Aaron Epic in singles matches at the All Killer tapings. ACH, a competitor through and through, looking to shake Darius Carter's hand, but Darius Carter spitting in his hand instead. Now ACH going behind Darius Carter. Darius Carter is a very skilled technical wrestler, certainly a student of the game, constantly studying tapes to improve his craft, and a pretty skilled striker to boot. I think this is going to be somewhat of a contrast in styles. Darius Carter is going to be looking to keep ACH grounded, and ACH is going to be looking to use the ropes and his surroundings in general to his advantage. Of course, Darius Carter is going to have a leverage advantage as a result of being taller than ACH. But ACH, on the other hand, is going to give him credit in the department of strength and conditioning as well. Be pretty hard to predict who's going to win this contest, but you know what? I've got my money on ACH. I think that he's had a breakout year in 2012, and he's going to be looking to ride that momentum into this match. And again, Darius Carter, I mean, this could be his breakout weekend. A win over ACH could really put him on the map. Darius Carter able to avoid contact with the enziguri and catching ACH with that backbreaker, stopping him right in the center of the ring. And ACH favoring his back. You hear him telling the official he's good, son. Darius Carter still getting a near fall out of that exchange. Here's where Darius Carter excels, when he can slow down the match, when he can wrestle his pace. Now just driving the knees into the face of ACH, the side of the head. The official telling Darius Carter to back off. Carter doing just that. And Darius Carter going to the eyes, taking a shortcut instead of trying to go toe-to-toe with ACH. You got to think that Darius Carter probably could outmatch ACH when it comes to the strikes, when it comes to the fisticuffs, when it comes to throwing those ham bones. ACH still fighting back. ACH unable to get out of the way, and Darius Carter kicking on his knee. That's going to be smart strategy if Darius Carter can continue to focus his attack on the leg of ACH. Now just snapping that top rope, that steel cable onto the head of ACH, and that's where it's at its tightest, in the corner. Now Darius Carter trying to trap ACH under that ring skirt. ACH trying to escape, and Darius Carter's taking a shot to the chest. ACH quick to free himself. Darius Carter's trying to shove him back into the ring. I think that ACH was successful in foiling whatever Darius Carter was looking to do on the outside. And now again, bringing the strikes to Darius Carter, but stopped with a kick. And now just sent face first, just shoved into that second turnbuckle. Darius Carter looking to send ACH for the ride. ACH with a reversal. ACH comes charging, able to catch himself on the apron. I think Darius Carter thought that ACH was deposited on the floor, turned around for a kick in the face. But ACH trying to springboard himself back into the ring. Darius Carter caught him. And look at that technique on that Northern Light suplex. Darius Carter, you could see his left foot slipping a little bit as he was trying to maintain that bridge. He could have had ACH beat right there. Darius Carter's very impressive. I don't want to take anything away from his ability, but his disposition leaves a lot to be desired, especially since splitting with TJ Marconi. I mean, I really like the potential of those two as a unit, as the tag team of the Lifestyles and the Rich and the Famous. And you know what, I got to tell you, I don't think we've seen the last between Darius Carter and TJ Marconi. In fact, TJ Marconi unable to attend the All Killer tapings this weekend, or else you think that perhaps him and Darius Carter would have meant once more. Well, TJ Marconi will get his due someday. For now, Darius Carter focusing on the task at hand. That's ACH. Just snapping the throat first again on that bottom rope. And you see the official coming to check in. See if ACH is going to be able to continue to go on with this match. And every time the official asks him, you hear ACH saying, "I'm good, son," but he's not as convincing as he was at the earlier moments of his match. Now Darius Carter taking time to posture to the other wrestlers on ringside, just demonstrating how dominant he is. That was a mistake, because here comes ACH. There you see the attitude, the charisma, and the heart. This is the heart that's on display. Darius Carter reversal with Irish whip, and a picture-perfect drop kick. Man, they don't come much prettier than that. And silencing all the other wrestlers on the ringside. I mean, how can you argue with somebody the skill level of that? Again, it's when he takes those shortcuts. Now Darius Carter trying to keep ACH grounded, trying to wear him down as he plans his next move. Not sure if he's going to be able to get a submission from this predicament. Really trying to wear ACH down. So much of ACH's high flying, typically it's from the leg strength, but honestly, a lot of it comes from his core strength. Darius Carter, I thought he was going to be looking to drive a knee into the kidneys, perhaps thinking better of it. That's going to be the first time that he's never taken a shortcut. And ACH with a series of elbows. But Darius Carter with a few clubbing blows. And ACH is still on the mat. Now Darius Carter, oh no, he's going to try and hook him up for that regal plex, that cradle backdrop driver. But again, Darius Carter gesturing to all the wrestlers on ringside, and as a result, ACH afforded the opportunity to try and find a counter. Well, he's still hooked in that position. A couple shots to the head, and he's been able to free himself. Now a vertical suplex. Unable to get the pin, but as Darius Carter kicks out, that was so smart. ACH using his momentum to get into position for a second vertical suplex. Carter trying to put on the brakes. ACH able to nail it. 1, 2. Darius Carter again kicking out, and as he gets his shoulder off the mat, he's allowing ACH to more easily pick him back up. Again, Darius Carter trying to find a counter. ACH with a third suplex, and this time mustering up the strength for a fourth. He's got more in mind. Oh, but you can tell how much has been taken out of him. Still able to connect with a fifth. That was 3 in a row, but Darius Carter still kicking out.
Here we go!
And now just spin him out neckbreaker style, the impact into the pin. Only good for a 2. ACH is smart, using his opponent's momentum against him. Perhaps Darius Carter is just a little bit smarter, and that may lead to his victory. What an unusual way of getting off the mat, but I mean, ACH showing just how much strength he has left. And now ACH trying to hook Darius Carter for that DDT. Darius Carter trying to send ACH in that official, and he caught him low, right behind the official's back. Unable to capitalize, but that bought him more time. We saw him cheat to defeat Abernathy. We saw him cheat to defeat Sugar Dunkerton. And through cheating, is he going to knock off ACH? No! Again, the heart on display. ACH will not quit. And you'd think some other competitors would resort to those type of tactics after they've been played against him. That's not ACH's style. That has to do with the attitude, that positive attitude, the good vibes that he's always sending. Part of the reason it's been so successful. Darius Carter going for that foreclosure. ACH put on the brakes. A spin kick. Another one. Now an enziguri. And now Darius Carter in position. Oh, God! Killed him with that DDT right into the cradle. And ACH is able to pick up a victory. Take another look at this impact. He had the legs hooked as well as the head, and able to just cradle him right into the pin. No wasted motion, and ACH is victorious. And Darius Carter is knocked out. That's just like ACH, to continue fighting and to persevere. Darius Carter's about as evil as they come. But ACH able to pick up the victory and able to move on to 2 points. ACH, a hell of a competitor, somebody I hope that we can see back at Beyond Wrestling very soon. Darius Carter, I don't care if we ever see him again. But mark my words, we will see him in the ring at some point against TJ Marconi, who's going to be looking to get his comeuppance. Carter finally just stirring, but unable to even get up to his feet. And as much as Carter likes to humiliate his opponent in front of all the other wrestlers, it's Carter that's humiliated right now. Can't even believe what happened. Here we are with the second half of our double main event. It's going to be a rematch between Drew Gulak and Aaron Epic. These two first tied up in the first round of the tournament for tomorrow, last November. And Aaron Epic not only defeating Drew Gulak, but going on to become the first ever winner of that tournament. Well, Drew Gulak has been on a mission to rectify all of his losses here in Beyond Wrestling. He's been successful in doing so against Darius Carter. He's been successful in doing so against Johnny Mangwe, now known as Jaka. He has been unsuccessful against the current #1 ranked wrestler, Mark Angel, but he's going to be looking to knock off Aaron Epic to get his win back right here. Aaron Epic, we saw him compete just moments ago against the Submission Squad, competing against Darius Carter. Let's not forget the 3 out of 5 falls match against Dave Cole. And he had the tag match with Sugar Dunkerton against the Professional Revolution. So, I mean, Aaron Epic coming into this match, this is his 5th match of the weekend. And again, he's just hours from competing in Chikara's Young Lions Cup qualifier. Aaron Epic really upping his cardio, making sure that his conditioning will be able to get him through this weekend. Let's not underestimate Drew Gulak. I don't know if there's a more technically sound competitor on the Beyond Wrestling roster. But Aaron Epic's going to try and match up with him. Of course, we see a totally different attitude, a totally different disposition out of Drew Gulak when he's in there with a competitor that he respects, like Aaron Epic. We saw Gulak dismantle the Academy of Anatomy in the last 2 episodes of All Killer, taking it to both Nick Talon and AJ Evans. Of course, it was Nick Talon that interjected himself in Drew Gulak's match against Mark Angel at the Double Trouble live event. You're going to think that if he was unable to do so, Drew Gulak would have rectified that loss against Mark Angel. But instead, he's still got 2 more competitors on his list. He's in the ring with one of them right now. One thing's for certain, you know that Sugar Dunkerton is not going to interject himself in a match like this. You know, one of the things that I love so much about Beyond Wrestling, about the studio taping environment, is that, you know, a lot of times these guys competing in front of a live crowd, they've got to do their best not only to win the match, but to win over the audience. You know, the stronger fan base they have, the more popular that they're going to be, the more marketable they are. I mean, honestly, that's what it boils down to. And a lot of times, you know, these guys don't make a lot of money for their matches. They want to do what they can to sell their own merchandise. So they want to make those connections to the fans. But in a situation like this, these guys are competing just to win the match, just for themselves, just to show that they're better than their opponent. And so there may be less showmanship, but as a result, there's that much more technique. And I love presenting matches like this against 2 competitors, like Drew Gulak, like Aaron Epic. I mean, Drew Gulak is a world-class competitor at such a young age. This guy's only in his mid-20s. He's been competing since he was 18, trained with both Chikara and CZW. I mean, obviously we know where he went after the split. And I think that perhaps Drew Gulak, as a result of competing primarily in CZW, doesn't get nearly enough recognition for his technical prowess. I think that CZW unrightfully is typecasted as a promotion filled with deathmatch wrestlers, when that's not necessarily true. There's been a tremendous focus on their juniors division. And I think that Drew Gulak is a great competitor, but hasn't really gotten his due. Hasn't gotten his due until he's come to Beyond Wrestling. And again, I don't mean that as a knock on CZW or Drew Gulak. A tremendous promotion, a tremendous athlete. But this is the type of platform that we provide here at Beyond Wrestling. Gulak looking to send Aaron Epic off the ropes, unable to trip him up. Moving out of the way. Drew Gulak not rushing into things. Gulak's really going to take his time right here. These two squaring up once again. Aaron Epic able to take him down with that arm drag and hold him in position. Trying to wear down Gulak. Let's see if Gulak's able to have a counter from this position.
No, he's in it.
Almost like a reverse crossface. Instead of applying pressure across the bridge of the nose, let's get that arm subdued. Pulling on the back of the head. There we see as he rocks back, more pressure applied to that neck. And making it more difficult for Gulak to escape with that arm trap. Gulak able to get that cradle pin. And now Aaron Epic with that second arm trapped, and he's got an arm free. Using Gulak's arm against him. Epic did get a little bit too cocky right there, and as a result, Gulak able to find the escape with the head scissors.
Say, boy, huh? Ring the bell. The shoulder. Oh, all right, he's in it. The shoulders are down.
You can tell both of these guys 100% concentrated on the task at hand. And they know just how tough each competitor is. Again, they have been in the ring once before. Gulak decide nothing doing, allowing Epic to get back up to his feet. But this isn't the type of match where I would expect a big strike exchange. Instead, going for that Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Gulak trying to get that wrist lock, now just stepping over. Going for that schoolboy. Aaron Epic applying a hold to the arms, but Gulak able to get to the ropes. I think Gulak is a little bit surprised right there. Taking a look at the expression on his face, he didn't think that Epic was going to be able to so quickly counter that schoolboy. If Epic was in the center of the ring, that might have been a potential submission. Now Epic thought he was going to be going for a cradle pin instead. He's got the arm tied up. He's actually got both arms tied up. And he's trying to bring the largest muscle in his body across the carotid artery. Instead, switching up his strategy, going for that pin. And I think he was trying to go right back into the submission, but instead, Gulak able to counter with a cradle. Again, great back and forth action on the mat. And Epic trying to rush in again. He's got a history for being a bit of a hothead. And Gulak keeping things at his pace. Again, Beyond Wrestling, such a privilege to have competitors like Drew Gulak and Aaron Epic on the roster. I mean, we've seen some pretty outlandish characters this year. These are the type of matches that put Beyond Wrestling on the map. And now Drew Gulak, he's got a variation of the hold that Aaron Epic had just before, just moments ago. Pulling away at the arm, almost like an abdominal stretch, but I think trying to pop that shoulder out of place. Although, you know, there's a fine line between getting a submission and injuring an opponent, too. I don't think that this is a topic that's explored nearly enough in professional wrestling. When you have your opponent in a submission predicament, depending on the hold that it's on, you may have your opponent vulnerable in a position where you could break that bone if you wanted to. Anybody that has an ankle lock on their opponent could break the leg. They could end the match right there. But it's about seeing how much pain you can inflict on your opponent, bringing him to that limit. It's a matter of respect, seeing if he will submit or if you're forced to break that bone. Not a lot of guys have the balls to pull the trigger on doing that. I mean, because honestly, that's not in the spirit of competition. You don't enter a professional wrestling match to permanently disable your opponent. I mean, a maneuver like that, if Aaron Epic wanted to, he could have popped the elbow right out of Drew Gulak's arm. Drew Gulak would be forced to forfeit the match. But then how long would Gulak be on the shelf? It's about bringing your opponent to that threshold to try and get them to submit. But if they have a counter, they're not going to submit, and that's what they're always working for, is that counter. You see Gulak with a counter right there, able to take Epic down. Now going right into the lateral press. As Epic kicks out, going to the submission. See right here, Gulak trying to get the arm. And I'm just grinding away at the neck. Now he's going to Rings of Saturn maneuver right here. I mean, again, if he was to apply more pressure, he might be able to do some serious damage. But then again, the more torque that he applies, it's going to allow Aaron Epic to free his legs. And when he frees his legs, it's going to be able to give him the leverage he needs to get out of that hole. As Gulak tries to go back into it, Epic is able to slide over the ropes. Again, technical wrestling, we don't see a lot of it, of this style, in American professional wrestling. So a lot of the different strategies don't really get explored. That's my job today, and I mean, these guys are putting on a clinic. Doing anything that I can to try and enhance this awesome action. Because these guys deserve it. Gulak, instead of going for the rings of Saturn, this time going for a lateral press. All it takes is 3 seconds. Such back and forth action. Neither of these guys with a decisive advantage. I mean, this is a hold that you would typically see to start a contest. That Greco-Roman knuckle lock. And Gulak trying to take the advantage right here, talking a little smack. Perhaps surprised that Aaron Epic still putting up that much of a fight. I mean, I know that this is a match that Gulak's been asking for months. So finally able to deliver on it. Now right here, look at the way that he's bending the arm and the elbow. A potential submission predicament. But instead of stomping away, I mean, he could have dislocated the elbow or the shoulder. Instead, going into a submission hold. Epic quick to counter. And I think that Gulak perhaps had him in a go-go plata, but instead, Epic able to counter with a variation of a half crab. And he's got Gulak's free leg tied up, which is going to make it that much more difficult for Gulak to get to the ropes. Aaron Epic a little cocky, which is not normally a sign that we see out of him. I think he's proud of himself being able to go toe-to-toe with a competitor like Drew Gulak. Now Epic taking off that elbow pad. You're going to wonder if this is going to break down to a striking game. I wouldn't expect it. These two grappling once again. Gulak trying to find the leverage he needs. Going for that waist lock. Now going for that wrist lock. Into that hammer lock. Epic able to take him down with that drop toe hold. Rolling over. Going for that variation of a backslide. But Gulak kicks out. Now Gulak driving Epic to the center of the ring. Taking him down with that Russian leg sweep. Now he's got him hooked up. And Gulak's got the match won. Epic kicking out just a split second too late. Look at this, rolling Epic into position right into that cradle. And that's exactly what Drew Gulak was looking to accomplish right here, to beat his opponent. Not trying to inflict punishment, not trying to put him on the shelf. Gulak just wanted his win back, and he was able to do just that. Again, all it takes is 3 seconds to pin your opponent's shoulders down to the mat. And what great back and forth action between Epic and Gulak. So proud to be able to present a matchup like this. Again, for more free matches, guys, please make sure you subscribe to youtube.com/beyondwrestling. If you want to support us financially, go over to LookMonDoFans.com, our official website, and pick up some DVDs. Thank you guys for joining us today for All Killer Episode 4.